Everybody, Boxing Boa here. For those of you wondering, I'm slowly getting better. Been doing traction on my neck and on my back. For those of you who don't know, I got hit by an inloader at work. But yeah, I am doing better, not as in much pain. But we'll see. We'll see where we're at in a few weeks. I'll keep you posted. For those of you that have been asking, thanks for asking. I appreciate it. It means a lot to me. Still hurting, but we're getting there. A few things. Got my Boa King hat. Love it. Seriously, excellent quality. Made in America. I mean, it's just, he's got shirts and stuff like that. I got the hat. But I definitely will be ordering more from Boa Kings. You can look them up on Instagram at Boa Kings and on Facebook on Boa Kings. Check them out. They got some cool snakes along with, clothing. And love their hats. Another thing I got recently, I've been reading a lot of good information here is the complete carpet python. God, I wish there were boa books like this. I wish there were ball python books. I think there needs to be a book for every single reptile in our hobby that is as in-depth and knowledgeable as this book has been. This book is changed the way I look at my carpet pythons, the way I care for my carpet pythons a little bit. Made me understand a few things, a lot of things I didn't understand. I'm only about halfway through, but already, I mean, it's wonderful. The pictures in it are just first class. I'm looking at it now. I mean, just excellent photos. I mean, here goes one right here. Pretty sure you need to zoom in. You can a little bit. And he's zooming in. There you go. And there's that. Hopefully it's focusing in. But these are just some of the pictures you can expect. Go ahead and zoom out, buddy. Nick Mutton right here. And Justin Juliander, he is a PhD. I wrote this book. Highly recommend it to anybody that owns carpet pythons and just snakes in general. You can learn so much from something like this. I know I do. I mean, I love ball pythons videos. I don't own any, but I learned so much from ball python breeders and keepers that help me understand my animals better. So that's what I'm saying, folks. Don't be afraid to, just because you're into boas or you're into carpets or you're into don't be afraid to watch other people's videos about snakes, because you can learn a lot. And same thing goes with reading. Now I am into carpets, so, and I know this book goes for $100 in some places. I got it off of Amazon for $50, so it's hardback, so definitely worth the money. What do I want to talk about today? I'm going to talk about a few things about my, I'm going to get into it with my jungles. Actually, let me get one out now. Bear with me for just a moment here. Once she's in here, she's a little defensive. Okay. Now, here is my Van Vetner jungle striped. As you can tell, she is in shed. I'm pretty sure you can zoom in a little bit on her if you want. Now, as you can see, she's got some good size to her. Now, jungles are not going to get huge. I know a lot of people think jungles are, there are a few recorded jungles in captivity and wild caught that get up there around 8 feet, but it's rare, very rare. Your average jungle carpet is going to max out around 6 feet. But as you can tell, jungle carpets don't sit still. Jungle carpets like to move, and they get a really bad rap as far as their attitude, because when they're little, they're really nippy. You really have to put a lot of work into your jungle carpets to calm them down, really relax them so they're not so they won't be bitey. Now, that being said, still very active. I'd say out of all my carpets, my jungles are my most active carpets of them all. Which makes it for fun keeping, because they're constantly doing something. As you can see, real blue underneath. She's really starting to go into a good deep shed. So I'm really excited about this girl. shedding. Another, I'm going to hit on top real quick. You can notice she's got some good size to her. She's not huge by any means, but I mean good body weight, good girth. That's because she eats small rats for me. I feed her probably every 3 weeks. A lot of my snakes have went 2 months without food. I just started feeding a lot of them again. The older ones like this went 2 months. But she'll feed every 3 weeks, every 2 to 3 weeks. But usually I go about every 3 weeks. You don't have to. A lot of people have this misconception of your snakes have to eat every week, every 2 weeks. It's not how it is, So don't be afraid to go 2 months without feeding a juvenile, like not a juvenile, but like a yearling. Give them 2 months off. But yeah, you can tell she eats rat pups. Now I'm gonna get out another one. Let me put her away. And just so you guys know, her name is Harlot. So yeah, seeing she's not want to go back in her holding container. There we go. All right. Let's see here. Let's get Shadow out. Get back in there. Okay. Now here goes Shadow. Now he just shed out the other day. Beautiful carpet. And his yellows are just now starting to come in. Once again, you notice he's not as big as she is. The reason for that is he was eating rats when I first got him, but then he just decided to go on a hunger strike, which is common with jungles, okay? Don't freak out. So I offered him rats, probably every 2 to 3 weeks, and he didn't really want any. Finally, I offered him a mouse, and he took it. Now, that's the thing people don't talk about when it comes to your jungles. They tend to be mousers. They can be. Once you get them switched over, they'll switch to rats readily. But that's a big mistake people make. Why isn't my jungle carpet eating? Oh, I'm force feeding. I'm doing. Hey, give it some time. Give it a break. Let them relax. Let them settle in. And offer them a mouse here and there, and hopefully they start to take it. He is a mouser, but at the same time, you can see he's got some decent size for a male. Really good looking boy. He's going to be a stunner. Already is. He gets real bright yellow. Give him about 2 or 3 more days and he'll be gold and just jet black. That's another thing. Carpets can change their color a little bit. And I don't mean like change. I mean like, okay, so for example, you take a wild caught jungle carpet, they're not going to look anything like this. They're not going to be like this at all. They almost kind of they will be brown, olive, tan. So you get carpets like this from selective breeding. And that's what I mean by changing color. I should have clarified that a little bit. So this is what you will not find in the wild. This is selective breeding that's been done to get these colors that make us absolutely love jungles today. So just keep that in mind, sometimes if somebody, there's not any imports happening now, but sometimes you'll see an Australian post a picture or a video of a jungle carpet, and people are like, that's not a jungle carpet, but it is. It's just not what us here in the States are used to as jungle carpets. I'm going to get 2 other ones out. Here we go. You get back in there, buddy. Hold on to me. Alright, now these 2, this is Shredder and Cry from Ninja Turtles, is where they get their name. My daughter named them. Now, if you notice, these are all from the same clutch. They're all Vanderbilt jungle carpet pythons. Now, the cool thing about this one is, and they're all different, is he is starting to get these really cool gold in his saddles here, like right here. Really starting to develop these. I mean, they both are, but something that I've noticed that's been popping up with each shed. So I'm definitely excited. Definitely excited about that. I mean, that's a cool thing. Now, if you notice, these guys are smaller. Now, why is that? Well, they went on a hunger strike for probably about 4 months where they didn't eat. Now, I didn't panic. I didn't freak out. I dealt with it. I gotta rub my nose. Finally, I got them going on mice again. I kept trying them rats, and finally I'm like, alright, it's been long enough. and I gave them mice, and guess what? They ate mice. Now, not every jungle carpet python is going to switch over to rats, and that's okay, but, you know, just know that when you own a jungle carpet python, you could end up having a mouser. And if you do end up having a mouser, nothing wrong with that. You know, just deal with how it is and enjoy it for what it is. I know I do. I know what these two want now. And until, you know, and I'll still try them on a rat. And they'll either want it or they don't. And then I'll switch them over and I'll give them their mouse. And I'll keep doing that. And one day, hopefully, they switch. That don't mean they will. That's one of them little things that people don't talk about. Jungle carpet pythons is they can be mousers. So keep that in mind when you own these guys. And if you notice, these guys are constantly moving, constantly active. So that's one cool thing about these guys is it's just they move so graceful and so steady. It just blows me away how graceful these guys are. I mean, it's just flawless. It's seamless. I'm going to go ahead and get the other guy out. And here goes a guy that was taking rats and has now switched over to mice. And once again, you can see the size difference between all three. Now this is what's cool. Handful of jungle carpet pythons that are all unique. Each one is different. I mean, they all have stripes and all have Ventnor and they all come from the same clutch. But each one has a little something different. The head stamps. I got one here that has like a boo face on his head stamp, which is cool. I got one here that's got 2 dots and like 2 dots coming down, which is neat. And then Cry is right here. She's got like, well, I don't know if you can see it because she's coming at the camera, but she's got like a little C right there on her head, which is cool. And this girl, let me see where she's at. There she is. She's also got like a little face on her head stamp here. But once again, here's all 4 of them, all different sizes, from depending on how often they eat and how much they eat. So once again, let's recap. Jungle carpets can be a little nippy when they're babies, like all carpets, but jungles can be really nippy. That's because they're flighty, they're very high strung, a little bit of handling. Look at this. Everyone here is calm and relaxed. You know, and that takes effort, and that comes from you as a keeper. The other thing to remember is they can be mousers. Once you get them switched over usually to rats, they're good to go, but it can take time. So don't get frustrated. Don't give up. Keep trying them on rats, but you still might have to give them mice. Also be prepared that they might be mousers their whole life, and that is okay. Interesting fact about these guys, I don't recommend dropping them this cold, but in the wild habitat, they've actually recorded temperature drops as low as 37 degrees. And jungle carpets were lived, which is really, really cool. I didn't know that. I know to get them to breed, usually you want to drop them down to around 67 degrees, you know, cooling them down and then warming them back up slowly. Another cool thing about jungle carpets is their range. I mean, they live in forest type dwellings, on rocks, on beaches almost. It's amazing some of their habitats that they inhabit. You know, like I said, I'm learning a lot of this from reading the books and studying. So don't ever stop your knowledge. So anyway, I got some good things coming, some cool updates coming. What else do I want to touch on these jungle carpet pythons? Let's see. Anything else you can remember about these guys, Priest, that maybe I haven't touched on?
No.
No? Well, I think I covered them pretty good. I'll do a more in-depth on them here in a few more weeks. I just want to get this video out, give you guys an update, share some of my guys, let you see what they're doing, let you see me. Anyway, hopefully you guys are having a good day. This is Boxing Bo. Peace.